This is the latest planar for the planar wars. It's called the Raptgo Hook-x, and it is a very, very, very good set of earphones. You're going to hear a lot about it probably from a lot of people in the coming weeks and months, and it's going to be, when people talk about the 7 Hertz and the S12 and they give you options, this is going to be one of the ones that they weigh in. Let's talk about what it is for a second. 14.2 millimeter planar driver plus double face 9-layer PZT drive. I don't know what that is. I can't. Piezo, those drivers, I think is slightly different because those are the ones that give me screaming trouble. That doesn't happen with this at all. Let me go ahead and, this is my channel right here. I haven't hyped anything since the CCA, CRA, and the Tin Hi-Fi T3 Plus. Like, these are awesome things in the price range. You should buy them. The Tripod and Alina came out 2 months ago. I introed that. I was enthusiastic. It's my tuning, but like hyped a set that came in because I was surprised at how good it was. This is the third one in 3 months. It doesn't happen often. I'm doing tier videos, which is cool, but people know me. I'd much rather find great things and talk about it. This plays bass like a boss. This has open back. It's playing right now. It doesn't get, I guess it depends on the track. I'm listening to the same album right now. Let me go ahead and play another one. It's very subtle, but noise does come out of the back. When I take my thumb and I put it on lightly while I'm listening, it takes away kind of the hum of the bass, but it doesn't take away the bass, if you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes there's sets where you can cover a hole and you can just totally take away the bass, or do the opposite depending on if it's the vent in the front or in the back. Sets that is open back, a lot of times when you cover it up, you'll really take away the bass completely. That doesn't take away the bass, it just takes away the hum of the bass. It's very kind of unique, which makes me wonder about that PTZ 9-layer driver and exactly what impact that's having. So it is open back. When you're listening to the set itself, I haven't had any moments where I picked up outside noise, but I do have a sense of larger space when I listen to Dixie Chicken by Little Feat, when I listen to Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd, stuff that I'm expecting to give me kind of the ambiance of a large space because I've got people in the crowd and I'm getting noise cues that are giving me this sense of directionality and triangulation and feel like I'm kind of getting the psychoacoustic illusion of space. This gives me that. So the ability to perceive coming in from outside, I haven't experienced yet. The ability to pick up what's coming out of the back. Yeah, you can pick it up. It's not obnoxious. This is actually quite loud right now. So the music does come out the back. You can hear it right now. The cable is, let me go ahead and unplug it. This is a comparison with the 7 Hertz. To talk about the 7 Hertz for a second, when I did the S12 video, you can go check it on Twitter or check the video itself. There's a moment where I pointed to this while holding the S12 and I said, if you have this and it fits, keep it. Don't spend any money. If you haven't purchased this yet, you should consider that the S12 fits much better, and that is a big point. The sonics are not radically different to say one is clearly better than the other, but the fit is better on the S12, so proceed in that way. If you don't have either, I'd say go with the S12. If you have the 7 Hertz, stay with what you got. That's exactly what I said in my video. Now, how does this compare in that scenario? If you have the 7 Hertz, would I suggest that you go and get this set? I would, because this is an open back, and this is something that you might not have experienced. I never have. A planar open back IEM that's tuned really well. Let's take a look at the frequency graph at a distance. There it is. It's got nothing jumping out. It's got a DM, Dark Magician type upper mid running into the treble. It's really almost identical. It's almost identical to that set, except it's a planar and it's got a higher bass shelf. But again, the bass is being done by a planar, not a dynamic driver, which can have a woolly or a slow perception and can interfere with the quality of the mids. So this doesn't interfere with the quality of the mids. I'm going to do a full review comparison with this and the S12 and the 7 Hertz and another set that's coming in from that I bought full price from Hi-Fi Go, but it's taking forever, so I don't have it yet. And I'll do a shootout. Between this set, the 7 Hertz, and the S12, I would wreck this one because on the Sonics, it sounds at least as good as the other two. Plus, I've got a unique thing going on that I can't pinpoint. Is it the driver, the other driver? Is it the fact that it's open in the back? Or is it a combination of both of them? I really don't know. I'm not sure if I will ever know, but over time I'll probably be able to pick that up better. And so I would wreck this over the S12 and the 7 Hertz. The other set I don't have in my possession yet, but I will. And then I'll do a full shoot up. But just to get a video out there right now, the packaging is quite nice. You got terminations for 4.4, 2.5. You got 2 sets of tips. Comes with a nice emblazoned case. It's a little hard to run the zipper open. So this company went from a couple things that I really didn't like to my favorite Planar. Here's another thing. When the 7 Hertz came out, I said that 2022 is going to be, it's going to be a Planar war year. This is what's happening. And is something better than this going to come out in the next week, month, few months? Very, very likely. Because once they get their hands on something that's popular, like tribrids or something like that, they just run it into the ground by doing it again and again. And sometimes that is great for hobbyists that want to try the next one, and they might pick their favorite that is not the consensus favorite because it does something unique. There are going to be other options. Be aware of that. Up to this point, which is the 8th of April 2022, this is my favorite Planar from a company that has not released anything that I like. The fit is good. It's almost identical to the S12 shell. It's got an open back thing going on. It's got the other driver. It's got a very, very nice cable that I like a lot. I don't really have anything that I don't like about it. I'll come up with something. That's always a good sign. When I got to sit and think, what would be the bad side? I don't have anything yet. I'll come up with something, okay? So that's it. That's the graph. It sounds like a beast. Let me give you some examples. While we're here. First thing that I listened to is Big Boy Killjill. I was listening to the Hatsune Miku Vocaloid intro, or whether or not that was going to be screechy or screamy, because that piezo or that PTZ, what is that? Is that, because I know what that sounds like. This sounded nice. It sounded kind of smooth. It sounded kind of like the Dark Magician. In the tuning, there's clearly a relation between the two sets. The bass it came in, dropped hard, dropped nice. I liked it a lot. Went to Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, because I'm listening to the bassist and the drummer that are kind of going at the same time, and they're in the same area, the frequency response. They can mask and overlap and kind of low quality. I've always talked about the P1 by Tin Hi-Fi introducing me to what Planars really shine at, and that is doing stuff like this clear, crystal clear. This joins that family of Planars that do this really, really well. Listening to Sultans of Swing by Dire Straits. This is where I was listening to Sultans of Swing and I was trying to determine whether or not, I was actually looking at Hi-Fi Guides and someone asked me a question, put my thumb over while I was listening, didn't really notice a change, took my thumb back off, and then that little hum after a bass string pull came back. I didn't notice that it had gone away, but it clearly came back when I took my thumb off it, so then I thought, okay, this is definitely open back. Now I can hear music coming out of the back. It's clearly open back. I also listened to Rolling Stones. Tired of living's easy to do. Wild Horses. Vocals sound awesome on this. If you love your vocals, I think you're going to like this a lot because you've got Planar in the low end, which is exceptionally fast. Doesn't ever, that I'm aware of, really get in the way of what happens in the mid-bass and beyond. You probably like this a lot. It matches my library quite well. I can't find a clear weak point. Is this the honeymoon stage? I'm going to say no, because I didn't think that this company could produce something so good. So I didn't have this feeling like it's coming, it's coming, yay. I had nothing. I was complaining about something random on a forum yesterday that was from a month ago, because I had nothing to talk about. That's how non-prepared I was for this. So, genuinely taken by surprise. Very good set. If you trust my Rex previously, and you agree with the statement that's most important to this video, when doing the S12, I said, if this fits you and this sounds good, stay where you are. If you have a problem with the fit, the S12 is the better option, because they're very close in their playback. This one fits you better. So it depends on the situation. If you got it, skip this, the S12. If that is not doing you right, grab this, because this will do you right. It fits good, it's solid, build quality, everything's good to go, and it's got the same characteristics as that. Would I take this over that if you had that already? Yes, I would. This is a step up in the process of the Planars finding their niches, whether it's a Planar combined with something and it's open back, or it's a Planar and it's something else, or whatever ways they come up to be creative with Planars. This is the most impressive execution up to this point, in my opinion. Very good stuff. We'll do a full video with comparisons, but that's obviously going to take a little while. Good stuff. Congrats to Raptgo. There's got to be a set to put your name on the map, so to speak, and they just did that. So that's it. Questions below. I'll consider those questions when I do the full review and try to answer them if I can. Okay? You guys have a good weekend. I'm out.